Okay, I've got what looks like a camera setup from the old Batman series going on here. So anyway, I put out a little short video a while ago about clearing all these cables. Put out a little stop action video of pulling all those. So I want to reiterate that I guess the theme of this channel and the kind of things that I'm going to put out are going to be I'm coming full circle here, so I'm going to be, I've got a new module, I'm going to start fresh patching. So then it's like, well, I'm going to be patching, I'll talk about patching. Anybody who wants to talk about things, tell me what you want to talk about. I'm going to be exploring a lot of chaos, well, not just the module, but literally the concept, random, and finding ways to introduce it into sequencers and get the kind of generative results I'm after. So, where you tend to start on these things, a few things that I didn't bother to remove, like these. This is basically just sound routing, effect send, and output. So we're going to start with a clock. Start with my noise engineering Our Logic Solum, which I'm going to drive Doper clock divider, and we'll use this clock divider a couple of times. Put it into another one, a ratcheting divider. Another little thing that I try to introduce to create some randomness in what would ordinarily be a little more mechanical sounding. All right. So now, take that clock out, and then we'll make 3 copies of it. Then we'll clock the sequencer with it. Then we'll clock this sequencer with it. Okay, now we're going to take first gate into this voice, second sequence into this voice. That's 1 volt per octave from gate, or from the out, which is volts per octave. Then we have 2 gate ports as well. The gate ports are driven by the clock. So I'll use that to trigger this module and get this output. So just switched from control voltage, which is what I've been doing here, clocking and stuff like that, to actual and input signals to output signals. From delay into a reverb, out of the reverb think somewhere. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so I've added this connection to the rings, running it through this delay, and bringing this back to the mixer where I can do a send to get some reverb on it. I've got a dedicated channel here coming out of the Platts Brains module. So now I'm going to try to see if anything's happening on this. Helps if you turn your powered monitor on. What a difference. Okay. Well, this is kind of nice. So, begging your pardon. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a little control voltage thing coming out of this chaos on the Y channel, which in the Marbles module was called Deja Vu, was the loop. This is the steps. This is the Turing machine style chance engine. So I'm going to go with orange cables for all those X values. So this could be run through a quantizer. It could also just be fed directly into something. So we might build a subtracted voice here. Let me think about this for a minute. I'm really liking this. So I'm getting percussion from one of the algorithms in the brains, and Platts had that percussive section too, and it's blending with the plucked strings from the rings. So now I need to introduce some more randomness in here somehow. I'm going to patch control voltage, in this case gate going into an envelope out, so that's going to be an amplitude envelope, and I'm coming out of this manifold and I'm going to use that in different places. So now I can modulate the filter. Let's get a signal into the filter. Let's see. So many cable choices. Okay, now we have a subtracted voice. Alright, I wish I knew how to pause this thing. So, okay, I've got the filter going in here. I'm tuning by ear. So let's make a tuba. It's more of a locomotive, I guess. Huh? All right, well, I don't want to bore everybody here, but so this is step one of what we're doing here. Clear the decks, patch, constrain our thinking. So it'll be fun to bring the rest of this into this. But as it gets more complicated, it tends to go wrong as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. Try to come up with something a little more interesting for our next session here, okay? Thanks for joining me for my modular moment. Good night.